The coffin itself is made entirely of metal. Cobalt, copper, bronze, and gold. With a dash of silver every once in a while.
What he would have wanted. As I sprinkle like a bit of brine.
That's what you want.
Dude, don't feel him.
To do
No,
with me.
I don't.
Also, I just want to bring this up. After I was revived originally, you said, "Why are you angry at me? I did nothing wrong."
I tried to help.
Your jumps in logic are astounding, Tate, when you're trying to solve a problem.
Look,
My
it might
God,
not
the
always
chamber is
work.
filling with water. I know what to do. You should
Right? Sometimes, yes, I do admit that when I try to solve a problem, it doesn't work out. However, I'm a very quick thinker.
Yes, but to the wrong conclusion. And when you choose a path, you stick to it.
Look, if it buries me deeper and takes me longer to get out, but there's still some way out.
There's 4 seconds on the clock.
You could do a lot in
very
20
nearly
seconds.
failed.
You could do a lot in 20 seconds. We had like 4 seconds to spare. You could do a lot in 4 seconds.
Disappointing you.
You're just jealous of my mad rolling skills.
You wasted 7 hours before the thought about taking me to a healer came to your mind.
No, that was my immediate thought. I was trying to keep you alive or keep your corpse fresh longer.
Admittedly, Tate, you were far more focused on the preservation process that you would like cut out like
The revival process, which doesn't
that.
need preservation. It's a fresh corpse. It's not gonna
Doctor, the patient
instantly
is
rot
just
in
flatlined. What
5
do we do?
minutes.
Doctor, the patient is just flatlined. What do we do? Bring out the pickle jaw.
But doctor, we can just revive him. Just get the
No,
defibrillators.
we must
No,
preserve him. We
first
have other
we make
patients to
sure
attend
the
to.
body's around.
Tate, you are so fucking lucky that the second. Honestly, this is what I was planning, like, right away, when, like, I heard you say, I start hacking at the fucking pickle jar with my cleaver. I was like, there's only one way this can go down.
Anyways, so we finish the funeral?
So yes, you have the funeral, and the dwarves give a speech about the history of Glencaster, his greatest, and they tell his old jokes, and there's even some dwarves imitating him.
Are
Right
they all
now,
trying?
imitating his old tricks and magical spells. However, none of them dare to go as far as imitating his death. It's a bit too sore for them. And they all leave the dwarven hole. And they all leave the tomb. And they all give an offering.
Can I say some words to Glenn's casket?
Yes.
Glenn Casket.
Casket. I said Glenn's casket, but I'll take Glenn casket. I walk over with a jar offering of my finest black parmesan. And I place it tenderly on the top of the casket, and I'm like, well, Glencaster, I might not have known you for that long, You might not be the best person that I have known in my entire life. You might not even be that good of a person in general.
What did I deserve?
But you. But
I didn't do much bad.
I,
dude,
I'm a
do you know what
decent
it's doing?
person.
this, this,
Chester's a good man.
I mean, he is. It's a
No,
joke,
he's
but he
not.
really is. Yes, he
No,
is.
he's not. Well, Glenn, in the time that I've known
No,
you,
no, 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 no.
you have not
I
been
want to
that great of a
settle this.
person.
I want to settle this for the viewers. Glenn Caster is a good man. It's just that Gordon Ramsay was not pulling his weight.
Oh, what do you mean? You immediately go.
When we were in that battlefield with all of our soldiers, with the wolf and then with the Mr. Skin, you did nothing that I didn't tell you to do. You didn't even
I
take
literally,
up. You
you
didn't come up with
literally
a single
were
plan.
like,
The entire situation was put on me to solve. And you
I
guys call me
literally,
a monster for sacrificing lives.
I literally opened my. You literally are like, Guy Ramsey, open your eyes. Okay,
Yeah, exactly. It's the
we're
problem. You
good.
only did something when I told you to.
All right, what about when we walked into the city and you immediately go up to the guards? I'm a terrorist.
I never even said that. That's something that
I know you
Patrick
did. I know
said,
you did.
and it's become your new canon.
I,
I said I am a threat for the king, not I am a threat for the king or I'm a terrorist.
No, you said I bring a threat.
I
You
have a
said I
threat
bring
for
a
the king,
threat.
yes.
That's like going up
Like
to
I
the
have a
TSA and being
message.
like, I'm a terrorist.
Yes, and I did it on purpose because I knew it would be hilarious.
And what did it cause? It caused several injuries because you forced me to cast.
Because of Patrick's ruling, it would cause everyone to trip and die,
This
and
is
would
your fault.
cause
This is your fault.
dozens of men to just randomly dive into the ocean and drown to death. I
Or we could have
caused
just
none
walked
of
up and
that.
said, we'd like an audience. We bring news of great danger that is coming to the kingdom
I
that
know I could have
we are
said it,
trying to
Kate.
stop.
I was not being stupid. I knew what I was doing. I knew it would have
Yes,
been
but you
funny.
chose the stupid option. You chose the stupid
Because
option.
it was going to be funny.
You chastise me for choosing the stupid options. You choose the
But you
stupid
don't do
options.
it because you think it's funny. You do it because you think that's legitimately the best option. I do because I know it's not the best option, but it would create comedy.
Anyways, I say to Glenn's casket,
You're a
Glenn,
piece of shit, Glenn. I hope you die. Here's some black cheese.
you might you might not have been the best person that I've known in the time that I've known you,
I do.
but you
I
are.
this my new character like just grabbed him and just sucked his soul out of his body. And Glenn didn't do
so
that.
I haven't
fucking
met him yet. I
just
haven't met him
back.
yet. Glenn, you might not be the best person that I known, but you did accompany me on this journey, so I gotta give you props for that, man.
Yeah.
So as a parting gift, I'm gonna leave you some of them with my finest black parmesan. And I like open the jar and sprinkle it all over the cast.
The last
Like
bit of
I
Glenn Caster's soul still left in his body goes.
no,
He
like
squirms.
instead of dropping like a handful of dirt like on the coffin as it's being lowered into the ground, I just like empty a jar of black parmesan onto the fucking coffin. It just all comes out like one huge clump.
Why? You
It's a
call me
parting
a bad
memento.
person. You've done so much terrible things.
Like what? Like what? Other than pickling you.
You caused 10 people to die in the city. I killed no one. You did.
I didn't kill anyone.
It was your spell that killed all those people.
All right, told me to activate the spell?
You could
Do you bel
not listen. You could have said no. Because you blindly follow me and put all of your morals and decisions upon
Wow,
me.
it really is just like Tate to just say, I was just following orders!
And also, you dragged me into this. I'm a senile, old children's magician. And you say, come with me, wizard. You must save the world for me. I'll follow your lead. Go. Go forth and do. Act and I shall follow. Do nothing and I shall rest.
So, flash cut! The camera is cut in the blinding white light. As it rises, as it's revealed that the white light was actually a cloud. And it rises above that cloud. And there's the old man, Glenn Castor, now young and spry, staring off into the sun, waiting to meet the god of the artists, the god of artistry. And as he
I'm just
stares up
picturing
into the
Glenn Castor
sun,
looking around like eating something.
No, he's not eating. Why would he be the one who's eating when he dies? That's your character. You keep on projecting your character traits onto Glenn. Oh, he would love to be pickled in his death. Oh, he would love some cheese in his coffin. He for sure must be eating when he goes into the heaven of artistry.
No, no, it's because you
Not
were eating. It's
practicing
because you were
magic.
eating.
Yeah,
It's
I
because you
know.
were eating.
I know
and
why.
so Mahmood, Glenn Castor sits there in the robes he wore that are still damp from the drowning. Right by his side appears the gifts of the dwarves.
I'm allergic to cucumbers. I'm severely allergic to cucumbers. I get like nasty anaphylactic shock. It caused my entire body to shut down. Why do I have the smell of pickles on my cloak?
right next
What
to
is this
Glenn,
afterlife?
right
Last time
next
I checked, I don't believe in gods.
right next to Glenn appears a fresh set of warm robes. One for winter, one for summer, and one for spring. All of them completely dry, clean, high quality fabrics. Another is a complete book of spells. The next gift is a staff, the next gift is a ring, which allows the ability to cast any spell from any single class once per day, regardless of level. And allows you to recast 3 spells that you've already casted at that day.
Cool
And
ring.
finally, the trick hat. A hat that can reach into any sort of dimension, and you can pull out whatever you want.
Does it work in reverse?
No.
I'm coming back!
I'm coming back.
Younger and more powerful than ever! Fuck you, guns! No, I don't do that. I don't do that. I
And,
pull Tate through the hat. What's up, asshole?
Nothing to do with
And
me.
punching him.
Tate, you die.
No, like a
As you duck the
wormhole like
cheese, a
appears over me, and a
small
hand like
hat-shaped
grabs Guy Ramsey
portal.
by the front.
Yeah, and it pulls you through a small hole, crushing all your shoulder bones.
So, and then finally, As you change into some new clothes, you stare into the sun, and something gets in your eye. Ow.
The sun! I'm
Ow.
staring right into the
No,
sun.
turn on the light. Turn on the
You
light.
stare into the. Yeah, okay.
And you're like, as your face is covered in black parmesan. And then a jar falls from the sky, nearly hitting you, filled with black parmesan.
What? Why would he give me this?
It's kind of not as tasty once you know how it's made.
I mean, yeah, it was good, but it's just cheese.
And so, the story of Glencaster ends. Flash cut! We're right out of heaven. We go past the mortal world, and we go straight into hell, where you guys are. Anyway, so continuing on.
You know, that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot about this campaign. This is just Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, you guys are in the 7th layer right now.
What 7th layer wrath? Or is it
I thought it was like lust or something. Or pride? What was it? I don't know, because I thought the center one was wrath. No, it wasn't the 7 deadly sins. It was like 9 circles.
Violence.
Yeah, it was 9 circles, and at the very like center of everything was betrayal.
No, that's the bottom one. That's
Yeah,
treachery.
yeah, treachery is the bottom circle of Dante's Inferno. And I remember he put like a couple of his friends in like the 9th circle of hell.
Well, that's the coldest one because according, it's furthest from God's light according to Dante. So that's where it says betrayers of special relationships are frozen in a lake of ice. Satan, Judas, Brutus, and Cassius are here. So basically, the famous traitors.
Yeah.
Speaking
So
of the devil.
one is limbo, lust, gluttony, avarice, wrath, heresy, violence, fraud. I feel like some of these layers should be like reversed.
It's weird that one of the layers is Paris. Speaking of devils. Speaking of devils,
the
my
10th
movie
layer
Devils
of
in the
hell,
Details
Paris.
has finished editing. I put a link to it in the chat. But continue the story.
Anyways, continuing on. You begin to exit. You begin to exit the tomb. And it occurs to you, you haven't talked to the metallurgist yet, Tig.
All right. I'll go. No, we did.
When I was alive.
You did in the
timeline.
alternate timeline in which Glenn survives and you all live miserable, unfulfilling, and like horrible lives.
Could we just use that, like, speed through that part, like, say everything in that timeline happened except Glenn is dead?
No.
We gotta redo all of that.
Yes, because to be
Um,
honest, you guys speed ran the shit that I had prepared. Because I didn't even plan there to be like a little village with a witch doctor in it or like anything. That guy canonically does not exist.
Which means the tanks haven't happened.
Yeah, the pranks have not happened.
On Dunkirk.
It's not Dunkirk.
well, Tiger would not have been used at Dunkirk. In fact, the German army was far behind the Alliance. Well, not far behind, but they were far enough.
That's great, Tate. Patrick, what happens?
That's the point. The King Tiger was driven by fucking
Your ancestors.
So,
You know,
continuing on.
I'm recording this, right? What we got in this recording is like multiple Germany references.
Okay, Alexander the Great America. So we're actually recording this?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you I thought you were giving up. All right.
No, he was, and then he said, "Never mind."
So, what would you like to do, Tate?
I'll speak to the metallurgist.
All right. You make your way to the metallurgist in the crafting district, the smithing district. And you enter his home. It's a little upsetting, actually. His home is entirely made from metal. Now, you wouldn't recognize it as you are still in the Bronze Age, but his home is actually made out of steel.
Is
And
this?
he has managed to make his own form of steel. And has
So
made his
sorry is this?
entire house of it and engraved it with all these different like images and these depictions of events. And you notice one of them is of him engraving his house with a little engraving about him engraving his house and then going to kill somebody. And right next to his house is a
He's the
tomb.
reason why Glenn couldn't perform the trick. He welded it shut.
And
Is that actually
no,
what? Oh,
No, of course not. I rolled
no,
multiple fours.
I feel like you get confused who the DM actually is.
It's not me.
So engraved is like this like image of him depicting is an image depicting a dwarf insulting him, and then the next image is of him engraving a prophecy of him killing this dwarf and then going out and killing him. And right next to his house is a tomb. And so you enter the house and you see this dwarf. He is completely clad in armor. Full plate metal. He doesn't even speak when you enter. He just stares at you coldly.
excuse me, sir. I was told that you could identify what this metal was, and I show him the the jar with the living metal in it.
he takes the glass and he looks and he shakes it around and he sees it's liquid. And so he goes to open up the jar. So he starts opening
can I
the
stop
jar.
him? Can I be like, whoa. That's living. We don't want that getting out because if it does, it's probably not good.
Aye.
Might be a
So
bit of a
you
worry. I
say.
feel like this guy might have invented guns or something. He has a metal house. We wouldn't want a cyborg gunslinger coming after us.
So you say.
I closed the door just in case.
Well then. Let me check a few things. And he gets out several different magnets. And
Does he eat the magnet?
no. What?
No, but Moon hated he was pretending to be with the magnets and they opened his mouth.
No, I had a mint.
Oh. I thought he was just eating magnets. Oh, my favorite. Oh. It just sticks, like his stomach just sticks to the armor.
He's pulling out a bucket full of magnets and starts going down.
Ah.
The bucket's
Sure.
empty.
And so he doesn't do that. He doesn't start eating the magnets. Instead, what he does is he starts using the magnets on the metal. And none of them work. None of them particularly manage to magnetize it. Or if it is, the metal is going against it too much. So he says, all right. How strong do you know this metal to be?
It really defies any normal conditions of metal. And it seems to be attracted to organic matter.
Big words for such a little man.
I take the insult.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be even more of a little man when I stand next to you.
He starts looking at it and he says, all right. I will perform a few tests on it. The best I can. But only because you are a friend of Glencaster.
Great man
I've known
gone
him
too
for 4
soon.
days. He's dragged me into this. He's the reason I'm dead.
So, what do you do? Do you choose to leave him with it?
Leave him with it, but I tell him to be like very careful with it.
I will. I walk with you.
I
Wait, what did you
leave.
say?
Oh, can I also ask him about like the engravings on his house?
No! Tate, what are you doing?
No, don't
No.
interfere.
No. You know what? No.
No, this is the pickle I'll start all over again.
Because
I can't do anything, and Tate's in control.
I know it's a bad idea. I know it is. But
You
I'm
know
also.
what I'm worried about.
But Patrick like set up like lore for it. He seemingly set up lore for it too. But I like want to explore, but I also don't want to like.
I'm not talking about the carvings, you idiot. I'm not talking about his wallpaper.
So,
Can you guys hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
yes. So you ask him about the. So you ask him about the engravings.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
That's
No, I
not what.
don't.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't give a shit if you ask him about this engravings.
Although I am curious, but again, I don't know.
About how he killed somebody.
Tate, why are you worried about the engravings?
I'm curious.
No, I'm
But
saying
I also don't.
I don't give a shit about the engravings. You did something terrible. You need to reverse it.
Wait, what did Tate do?
He gave him our compass. We have no idea where we need to go now.
In all fairness, so what makes you think it's such a bad idea, Maroon?
Because that guy's staying here, and we still need to find the source of these wireless waves. And we can only find it if we have the jar, which he gave to the dwarf, who's now shooing him out of his metal home.
Well, we were told to go to the metallurgist by the king.
But not to leave it with him. We still don't know the source.
Alright, fine, I'll stay with the metallurgist.
That's not
Unless
what I'm saying. You're not hearing me.
Mood, you keep cutting in and out for me.
Okay, because I'm hysterical.
Yes.
Tate.
Yes.
So, what have we been using as a compass to find out where we need to go?
The thing, in the last game, we got like a better jar, like an unbreakable one as well, and we got told like some information I forget.
The jar is not what's guiding us, it's the metal inside of the jar. You gave him our compass.
I'm trying to follow what Patrick. I'm trying to follow what Patrick wants.
Honestly, you guys can do whatever, and it won't like I will write around what you guys do.
I guarantee what's going to happen is that if we leave this with him, he'll just go, which way do we travel in? There. And we'll just go on a long journey. It doesn't matter. Just...
Fine, I leave the metallurgists. Don't I also need to go back to the dwarven lord to get the rack of rib?
Yes. So, quick intelligence check. How much do you think you know about the dwarves?
This is roll 2.
Caster would know this.
12.
You know that.
Glencaster is a smart man.
You know that.
That's a good man.
You know that the dwarven holds do typically have nobles and royal families, but these are simply the longest living and most achieved of all of the dwarves. The ones with the most titles under their belt, the greatest achievements, and the greatest effect on the world. While the actual